Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction bingo for One Piece chapter 1113. Not much has changed, really, since last chapter. I guess we we have to see whether they stop the broadcast from going out from Vegapunk, and that's really the big thing, I guess. Everything else is just kind of, this one's titled Stalemate, so everything else is just kind of a stalemate where I'm like, I don't know what happens at this point because, okay, say the Straw Hats escape at this point. Well, if they escape at this point, they're going to be leaving some allies behind. And also, it doesn't seem like they're just gonna outright win, though I mean, maybe they could. Honestly, the Gorosei have simultaneously been made to look impressive, but also not that impressive at the same time, and we do know that Oda loves downplaying the world government and making them look like complete jokes. So, I don't know. I don't know where it goes, but we'll have to see this chapter. So, as usual, I often forget to say this at the very beginning of videos, but if you want these videos early, become a patron or channel member. They go up live for patrons and channel members when the scans come out. Then when the official translation comes out, I post it for everybody just so I don't spoil anybody ahead of time that doesn't want to be spoiled. So yeah, if you want it early, become a patron or channel member. Just wanted to throw that out at the beginning. And before we get into it, as usual, I should mention too, in the comments and description there will be a link to generate your own bingo card. Yours could end up very different than mine. We could get very different luck with how easy the spaces we get are, or our arrangement of spaces. So if you want to generate your own, link will be in the comments and description. But yeah, before we start reading, the only thing we've got to do is generate our card and see what we have this week. Hopefully it's not too demanding. I didn't make too many changes to the generator from last week compared to this week. I just tweaked a couple of things because, again, I don't feel like there's been a big drastic change in what we may or may not be expecting. So let's see what I get. And I have gotten a flashback. Okay, that's not bad. Revolutionaries other than Kuma. Don't know. Bounty reveal. Yamato. I think we have a color spread. Hopefully, maybe we also get, or maybe I'm wrong, and we get a cover story part. Zoan transformation, named attack, the ancient robot, a silhouetted character. Last time I said, like, specifically maybe Joy Boy, but I just decided to go, okay, full general, let's put silhouetted character as an option that you can get. Blood, Sweat, or Tears, Cypher Pull, Cross Guild, food, free space which we can click, and honestly, but Blood, Sweat, or Tears is kind of a free space in itself. You very usually get those somewhere in a One Piece chapter. Vivi Wappler Morgan's Smoker, I got a rough card, at least this top half. Vegapunk, Devil Fruit Awakening, any Straw Hat member, Thousand Sunny, Lar Kid, screwing up my bottom half, Seraphim as well, screwing up the bottom half, any island other than Egghead, Admiral, named character Death, Nika mentioned. This is rough. I don't think I have a chance this week. I put like some really easy ones to get, like Blood, Sweat, or Tears, or any Straw Hat member, and I also put some like Lar Kid is like a really rare one. Do they show back up or not? Like, I put some tough ones and I put some layups, and I happen to get a lot of the tough ones. I feel like I do not have a good setup. So either way, let's start actually reading and see what we get. Let me pull the chapter up and then check and make sure you can see the bingo. Okay. So we have One Piece. The king is a fighting piece. And it looks like we have royal themed Straw Hats with a bunch of choppers. Okay, so it's more of a chess theme. Alright, we have so yeah, hold on. So the player is Robin. Got it. Because there would be 9 different types of pieces, right? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of pieces, but overall there's the 8 on the back row plus the pawns is what I was thinking. So the so the player is Robin, and then of course King and Queen we have Luffy and Nami. Then the bishops are Brook and Usopp, the rooks Jinbei and Frankie, the knights are Sanji and Zoro, and then Chopper is the pawn. Okay, just looking through all of them. All right. Because I know people are always like really, really overanalyzing color spreads and stuff, even though they basically never mean anything ever most of the time. And there's like a lot of numbers and stuff in the background that I feel like people could go crazy with. But either way, the world's largest brain, Punk Records, Chapter 113, Stalemate. Now then, while my coffee could use more time to cool, it's probably safe to assume that we've given people sufficient time to set up their video transponder snails. T-minus 10 seconds, Stella. I'm getting nervous. We'll be broadcasting to the entire world. It continues to live even after your death. This is your true self, Vegapunk. And we see Punk Records. Okay, so the actual part of his head that's missing. Then again, what is death to something like this? Is your consciousness even housed here? Indeed, this footage will eventually reach the entire world. I take pride in that connection. But sharing this is also a great burden. No way. You don't have one, Kaya-san? We thought you'd be the one person in the village who would. Syrup Village, Usopp's hometown, East Blue. Are we going to see around the world for this chapter? Do you realize how big video transponder snails are? Okay. So, let's see if we got a couple things to fill in before I continue on to see what's next. Well, we're not looking too great, honestly. We do have a flashback because, I mean, technically it's like a video recording, but it is a flashback. And, I wouldn't say silhouetted characters. There's probably blood, sweat, or tears somewhere. I'll have to re-look next time. Wow, I got a rough one. But we might see some of these random, like, cutting around characters, actually, since we're doing that. We have the Straw Hats in the color spread. We have other islands with Syrup Village here. We have Devil Fruit Awakening with Gear 5th. I don't know if I count that in the color spread. Gear 5th for Devil Fruit Awakening. We do have Vegapunk, though. So I'll leave it unchecked for now, and then maybe in the future we'll see if we get anything more concrete. It's rather larger than your average house pet. Now allow me to fetch the tea. Dr. Vegapunk's a legend in the medical field too, you know. I know all about it. As if, you big liar. Pima, Ninjin, you should take Dr. Vegapunk's research more seriously. Dang it, if I had the Carrot and or Zunisha. I don't even know if that's an option you can get anymore. I really need to re-add it if it's not. I would have totally checked off Carrot here for Ninjin. It'll be starting shortly. We have the the Marines. Twin Cape. We've got Crocus and Laboon. The futuristic island of Baltimore, Vegapunk's hometown. Wow, Baltimore. You mean he was really born here? You betcha. He's Baltimore's pride and joy. Wasn't he responsible for the nightmare of Baltimore? No, that was Frankie. I heard he turned himself into a ship now. How many years has it been now, Vegapunk? Birdie Kingdom, we're seeing a bunch of the time skip places. Birdie Kingdom, where Chopper studied South Blue. Seems it's about the island where Tanakichi is. Or a king of modern science, but his smarts have also been used to make many weapons. Hachinosu, the Pirate Island, New World. Quiet down, you scallywags. That Vega fellow's gonna speak. So what? You crossed me earlier. I ain't letting that slide. Just listen to some old fossil, ain't letting that slide just to listen to some old fossil, matey. Alright, we see random Blackbeard pirates. Okay. I was just trying to see if there was anything crazy going on with that. Can you hear me? See all these other places? Egghead, New World. Testing, testing. This is Vegapunk. Attention, world. An ordinary transponder snail. Oh, the fake shell falls off. That means this is no mere hiding place then? You wanted to fool me with a decoy. Curse you, Vegapunk, and he transforms again. Hello out there. Stella, we already had an introduction when we did the signal jacking part. I know that. Fine then. We'll get started. Without further ado, what kind of crazy stuff could we see? I don't think we've seen particularly anything else that I could check off quite yet. No, we don't have food at any of the places we cut to. Even, they said they were going to fetch tea at Kaya's place, but we don't have, like, any actual food on the table. Alright, sorry, I was just scrolling through right quick. Okay. Alright, let's hear it. Who knows what's coming? What's up? A very important man's making an announcement. Just go back to bed, dear. It hasn't stopped yet, Mars. What are you doing? My apologies. That wretched Vegapunk. He was more cautious than we gave him credit for. There's currently no stopping the broadcast. It's impossible to determine how much he actually knows or what he intends to say now, but York told us he wished to carry the torch of the O'Haran scholars. And we just have the burning island. This won't be a repeat of Clover. He means to finish what O'Hara started. Okay, and we have the silhouette of Clover dying and all the faces of the other Gorosei. Vegapunk, did you hear that? It was a sweet girl crying out, Bonnie-chan needs me, says Sanji. What is that thing? Jewelry, Bonnie. We will not surrender our military might to you. Get back, Bonnie, and Frankie is standing up to Venus Jiro. Out of the way, Frankie. Huh? If anyone's gonna pull off an impressive rescue of Bonnie, it'll be me! And Sanji kicks him. And he is massive, actually. Again, I guess it was hard to tell the size of him exactly before, but he is massive here compared to Sanji. We're not gonna cut you slack just because you're senile. This is a pirate's fight, you geezer. He transforms his head and bites down onto Sanji. Ooh-ah! And we have a crushing and snapping sound effect. This happens to Sanji a lot, though. He'll be fine. Sanji! What's that? I confess that it's starting. I've committed 2 grave sins. Oimo, hold him down. And then Oimo and Kashi grab onto Venus Jiro. With pleasure, Kashi. Stella! And Atlas catches him. Distorted future. What the heck, is that Jewelry Bonnie? Give me a giantess future. And she goes giant. I believe that I'll soon be executed for my transgressions. So this message will be programmed to broadcast the second my heart stops beating. Okay, so the main Stella body is at least, again, Will of P. He might get Will of P'd, but his heart is at least stopped in his main Stella body. Okay, we're about to go to Sabaody. I'm going to check again. I don't think we got anything other than Blood, Sweat, or Tears. I don't think we've got anything else. I mean, maybe, arguably, Devil Fruit Awakening? Well, we do have Zoan Transformation, so hold on. If we have the Nika mention by whatever Vegapunk's gonna say, and we count Devil Fruit Awakening for any of the Gorosei, you know, we probably should count that. So we need Nika mention, because we have all the Gorosei who are probably awakened, because they have the things around them. And we also have Gear 5th Luffy in the color spread. I think that's it, though. Unless there's like a silhouetted character that I'm kind of forgetting. Also, the ancient robot woke up like 2 chapters ago. What's going on with that? We haven't seen it since, have we? I think that's it. Yeah, well, we have the Thousand Sunny here, I think, but I'll need to double check. No, the Thousand Sunnies were Nami and Usopp are. Never mind. Okay, and named character death is still a little confusing. I guess we can say that Vegapunk's dead, but I don't know how much you can say the death is exactly happening here. Sabaody Archipelago. He can't be serious. Wait, does that mean he's already dead? It can't be. He was all over the papers just this morning. We have Duval. They said or at least, yeah, that's him. They said he's being held hostage by the Straw Hat Pirates. I refuse to accept that. We have Germa. You're lying. We have Morgans. You're lying, you bastard. You can't just die. We just teamed up so we can surpass you. Hey, what's the big idea with this massive broadcast? Is he trying to kill print media? The newspapers are going to go out of business. No more big news. But yeah, Vivi Wapple or Morgans, if you had that space, you might have just really gotten in luck. And just coming out of nowhere with Caesar Clown as well. Hold on, let me get back to the chapter. I want to make one thing clear, and I pray you understand this. Please do not assume that the ones who strike me down are evil, regardless of who they seem to be. I do not intend to discuss right and wrong here. And then, leave us alone. I'm not qualified to judge such things, and I do not know nearly enough about him in any case. Vegapunk. Step aside. I have no time to deal with vermin like you, and Saturn is up there with Brook, Usopp, Chopper, Robin, and Nami. That voice. I see. That is quite an audacious hypothesis. You must be Nico Robin, the woman Akainu let slip through his fingers. That impotent fool. He's one of the 5 elders. What are you talking about? And then... What? Hold on, give me one sec. Sorry about that. There was some guy yelling, but I guess it's just nothing. Just normal, everyday craziness. So, yeah. Either way, Protect Robin is where we were. And he's coming in with his attacks. Hitting the cart that she was being carried in. We've got Zeus helping out. Chopper using his guard point. Brook and Usopp fighting back. We'll keep you safe no matter what. Move, you filthy insects. Okay, and I like this. I don't think we get enough of this in One Piece. These, like, big group boss fights. Because way back, again, pre-time skip, when One Piece was, like, 10 out of 10 or greater, insanely good. We had the Oars fight with all the Straw Hats working together that was so good. But we cut over to Mars, and we still have Vegapunk speaking in the recording. I'm sure what I'm about to say will be hard to accept. Some of you may think me a madman, or even an idiot. This is futile. There are far too many life forms in the vicinity of the laboratory. I cannot sense any unique telepathic waves. Think. If this keeps up, they won't let me be a celestial dragon. I'm a Vegapunk too, so where would I hide it? That said, it is still my duty to ensure that everyone is aware of this issue. Perhaps we should consider destroying the power station to stop this. That's out of the question. The nearby marines, ships, and equipments aren't the only things we stand to lose in the blast. We would also be sacrificing our one and only means of replicating our success with the Mother Flame. I'll cut to the chase. Our world is going to sink into the ocean. And then, what? And we see the mermaids. A confession and a shocking prediction. I wonder if he's going to... Like, this might just be a complete redirect. He's like, if we don't do anything about it, it's going to seep into the ocean because they're going to use the ancient weapon Uranus to blast holes all in the place, which is going to continue to raise the sea level like what we've seen has been happening. And maybe that's the plan all along, because we know that the red line's elevated. Maybe they're just going to sink everything below the red line, which would seem like kind of a not great idea, but, you know, maybe that's part of the end goal for the Celestial Dragons, even though it seems like a dumb end goal. Or it could be the fact that it's similar to whatever's going on with Luffy's prophecy, but I think it's probably going to be a situation of it's going to sink if we don't do something. That's the general idea, probably. But yeah, or like for something this big, I feel like it can't be. It can't just be like some just joke or gag. But again, I can't put it past Oda to just be like, never mind, first panel of next chapter. So I don't know. I truly, genuinely don't know. Yeah, I was not gonna have a bingo here. Yeah, that's fair. Oh well, it was a pretty good chapter. I think it was solid. I was happy with it, at least. I think it's fine. It's One Piece. Like, here's the thing. I'm not going to get too... Well, that's a lie. I am going to get excited about One Piece when it's good. And it's good occasionally, sometimes. But generally, One Piece on the week-to-week is usually just going to be meh. It's going to be whatever. And, yeah, again, this was another week where it's just like, yeah, it was fine. That was whatever. Like, I'm not going to sit and hate on it like some people. I'm not going to say it's trash, it's awful. I mean, there have been times when it has been. Cough, cough, Wano all the time, cough, cough. But yeah, it's generally just kind of meh. Like that's how I feel like Egghead has been. I think there's been a few generally like truly really bad chapters, namely when we cut back after spending all this time building up the Seraphim, the conflict that's going on with CP0. We build all that up, and then we off-screen it, and none of it matters. None of it mattered. None of it was important at all. We could have skipped dozens of chapters, saved a ton of time, because none of that stuff really mattered. But instead, we just spent time on that, and then, I actually thought that stuff was pretty good, and then we just off-screened it, and none of it mattered. That's some, I don't know, some real hack writing in my opinion. But other than that, your general chapter to chapter has been all right. It's been solid. And then we've had a couple, like some of the flashbacks, some of the cutaways that have been like really good, truly genuinely good. I mean, not like One Piece at its best, One Piece like pre-Wano, especially pre-time skip, but still solid. So yeah, that's where I am again with this week. It was just another chapter. That's pretty neat, but I guess we'll see what happens next week. We didn't really get too much out of it, but we got more than I expected out of it, which is good. But yeah, I'll end it here. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there too. Tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, my thoughts and reactions. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel, drop a super thanks down below if you'd like to. But if you want to not just support the channel, but get these One Piece videos early whenever scans come out, also get a shout out at the end of every video, then hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Huge thank you to people who are already patrons and members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono and Abyss Knight, Jarrett Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Arial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.